when people drop their first album, you put everything into your first album. That's your first project.
Jay is he's such a has invested so much money in
Classic.
Dead. Super
Everything.
Everything he did was
Wasn't he gonna
classic.
name that album,
Everything
nigga?
I'm gonna let you take that one. Hip Hop is Dead, super classic.
Yeah.
The white boy goes silent. The next album.
Hold on.
Yeah, now look.
Hold on,
If you click on it,
What, nigga?
he was gonna call it that, and then they named it Nas. But look,
Oh.
look. Ready?
Ah! Yes,
It's wildin', bro.
bro. That's why I will
That
always,
would have to be, other than Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly.
bro.
That would probably be the most pro-black album,
So pro black, bro.
and it's such a statement.
But-
Even I can say that.
But you know the thing with Nas, you know the thing with Nas, Nas is the bigger Common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's in that category of hip hop, he's the star
He's the gatekeeper for conscious rappers. Yeah.
for
He
that.
is.
Yeah, but he's a star.
He's a street poet. That's what
Yeah,
He's the most successful conscious rapper we've
Right,
seen since J.
right.
Cole, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
You can argue that Jay-Z is a conscious rapper and he does things for political moves and
And
shit.
he is conscious.
He is conscious, but Jay-Z doesn't really put that much conscious content in his shit. Like he'll make a song or two about it
I
and
can't
then
say
let
he
it
doesn't put
breathe.
conscious shit in it, but it's just so his approach is so different. It's hard to.
Yeah, his approach.
I think what I will say about Jay when it comes to conscious rapping is that he's better at making conscious rap more commercial.
more mainstream.
Feel
Yeah.
me? Nas will put out something like One Mic or It Was Written with Damian Marley and fucking shit like that.
Because that's like he said, it's the
Distant relatives.
like he said it's the approach. Because the thing about it is, like, even when he dish you, it's still the approach because he dish you on the come and keep it pushing.
Right.
Word. Facts.
Life is good.
Let's.
Fucking classic. One of
Yeah.
my favorite.
How many
albums.
albums does Nas have?
He's got a lot of albums.
Like 10 at least,
He's
right?
got a lot of albums. So Nasir 1, Life is Good 2, Distant Relatives. I guess we can consider that an album. Nas,
Boom.
Hip Hop is Dead,
Boom.
God's Son,
6.
Counties Up,
Yeah.
Lost Tapes,
7.
Stillmatic,
8.
Nostradamus,
9.
I Am,
10.
It Was Written,
11.
Stillmatic.
12.
My man has been consistent. We can't say that, but
Have
Nah,
any of those
we're-
albums flopped?
he's not.
No, we're not saying consistent with dropping projects. He's just not consistent on the charts.
If you're especially if you're comparing them to Hov.
Yeah, if you compare him to Hope, he's
You just don't compare.
yeah. But like I said, now if you sit back and you look at
Only person you can compare to Hove on the charts is like Eminem. That's it.
yeah.
Dick, though.
Shut up. Yo, every episode, I swear to God, fucking jabs at Eminem.
Watch-
Eminem is just know Eminem is behind the scenes writing a dirty ass fucking.
Watch
verse.
Eminem fuck around and try and sign me one day, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be like, yo, listen on my radio show. You feel me? Like, but like, hold on. As much as a side note, I want to make like, Eminem is one of the greatest rappers ever,
Eminem is the greatest rapper.
technically speaking. But
And
his,
856 Survivor.
his albums just don't hit for me, bro.
I got-
Eminem has
I
had
wanna
more
get into it.
flops.
Stop it. This is
Eminem has had
very
flops.
distasteful for me. All right, so anyway, all right, Reasonable Doubt. Now we're talking Hove. So Reasonable Doubt, classic. In My
Boom.
Lifetime, classic.
Haven't listened to it.
Hard Knock Life.
I love that in my
haven't listened to
Lifetime
it.
album.
The Dynasty, Rock La Familia,
Okay.
classic.
Fire.
He had
That was a compilation.
like the start of
Yeah.
It was a compilation.
yeah. He had,
Can
like,
we
Queens and-
can we count
That's
that
the
as
one
one
with,
of his
199
albums though?
Hustler?
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
everything going
yeah,
on. Yeah, that was the compilation.
This Can't Be Life. All that
Yeah.
shit. He did. I don't know if you want to consider this in his discography, but he did joint projects with R. Kelly, The Best of Both Worlds.
That's in-
That's his album.
Dope.
That's
Yeah,
it,
that's his
yeah.
album. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Album,
Fire.
Fucking
I
good.
dropped
Yeah.
the Black album, then I back out it.
Best Rapper Alive.
Ask about me.
Kingdom Come.
Fire.
That was probably one of his weaker albums
Yeah,
for me.
I love that
Went out
album.
with songs like Beach Chair and shit.
but it just wasn't. That wasn't a
But I love
mainstream album.
It wasn't. No, that was for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you know how the artists make
Yeah.
albums for themselves.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck
KOD.
everyone else would
Yeah.
think this is for me.
Yeah,
He did it for himself.
I feel like KOD was one of those albums for Cole.
American Gangster.
I love that album too.
Fire.
Fucking. Oh my
I
god.
love that
From
album.
front to
I
back.
love that
I
album.
love American.
Yeah,
Watch the Throne.
Best album of that year. When did that come out? 2011, 2012?
2011.
Bro, best album of that year. What other album came out that year? Section 80?
no, it's
Section
stuff.
80 was heavy though.
Section
Yeah,
80
it's stuff
was-
that came out, but they was on a.
Eminem dropped Held the
They was doing good though.
Collabo. Everybody was doing those collabo. Like they were having like the two mega stars teaming up.
Yeah.
But Watch the Throne obviously took.
Watch the
Yeah,
Throne took that.
yeah.
It's such a great commercial album, such a great conscious album. I think Kanye out-rapped Jay-Z on that album, though.
You think so?
I know so.
I think it was just like the Eminem or Royce album. I think they both have their tracks where they shine.
No,
I
not
think,
for me.
I think Kanye has tracks where he really went in and shined, and I think Hov has tracks where he shined.
I don't think Hov has any quotable
Yeah.
lines off that album
Wow.
for me. I just think he rapped really well.
Kanye did go in on the lyricism on
He-
that album.
He had to.
He had to.
But that's the thing. Like when you trying to compare
Imagine
Kanye to when you're trying to compare Kanye to Jay, and you on a project with him, you have to put Jay not putting his all into it. I'm on here with Kanye. I'm rapping. Yeah. So Kanye now has to bring his A game in order to
Up in the
keep.
mountain is always hungrier than the fucking lion at the top.
Jay
Right.
has always made Kanye prove himself, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so keep going.
Magna Carta.
Five.
Now everybody shits on Magna Carta.
One of his weakest
Trash.
albums, but
Go.
five.
Trash.
What?
That's his worst
See?
album.
See? Everybody shits on Magna Carta. Now, I personally, now I think what it was, I think nobody understood how to take this new Hov because he was rapping over
New flows and new
more
beats and
trappy
shit,
beats and
It was just trash.
but
It
I
was
don't think
it was trash.
I don't think it was trash. Picasso,
Picasso, baby. Beach is better, dog.
crazy.
The joint with Rick Ross, my dude.
Picasso, bro.
Fuck out it. I think, wasn't Nas on that
When he
album?
flowed on that beat, the fuck?
Wasn't Nas on that album?
Only Jay could flow on that shit. Wasn't Nas on?
And 856 Survivor.
Wasn't Nas on Magna Carta?
Yeah. He was.
He was on.
Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake.
Yeah, he was.
Weak. And that was the intro of the album.
He said, "I don't pop Molly. I rock Tom Ford."
Picasso, baby, Tom Ford, fuck with me, you know I got it.
Crazy.
It was catchy.
Oceans with Frank Ocean.
Crazy. Frank Ocean carried that song.
Fuck
Though.
up the world. Love
Let's
that
fuck up
beat.
the world.
Fuck up the world. Love that. Somewhere in America, where he talks about like Miley Cyrus.
That was the only one I didn't like.
Somewhere in America.
Yeah, I didn't like Somewhere in America.
Crown.
Crown is with,
That was,
Beyonce. Fire.
Yeah, that was
Heaven.
Fire.
Versus
Fire.
Part 2 on the Run with B.
Every single song on that album was good.
BC with Nas.
Yes.
BC, yes, I forgot about that.
Every
BC.
single song on that album was fire, bro.
Jay-Z,
Nah.
Blue, La Familia, and Nickels and Dimes.
Why don't you like that album?
I feel like he did it in a day. It was freestyle. It was some whole shit.
See, all right, but
He
you know
doesn't
that.
write anything
Because
though,
of that
right?
Magna Carta, I feel, and I don't feel exactly the same, but I'm gonna explain this. When I think it was because my expectations, we didn't have a Hov album in I don't know how many years.
4 or
but when
5.
he dropped 444.
That is
I
his
expected
Illmatic.
So much more. So when you set yourself up for failure like that, and you're like,
444 was amazing.
Best album in the world. 444 was amazing.
10 out of 10.
No, I think
When
Magna.
I first listened, didn't like it.
Yeah,
because set myself
I
up
did.
for
I
failure.
like.
Then I loved it by like the third or fourth.
I think
had to sit with it.
I think I liked it because of my
Like
age.
the first time around.
I think I liked it because of my age.
I'll give you that, but
Yeah.
I honestly,
like real shit. It was like it was refreshing.
man rap, for real.
Yeah, it was refreshing.
Yeah, it
like
was
that was
late if you're a kid.
that was something that we needed.
12-year-old shoe was
Right.
not a
Yeah, we needed the 444
let's pause
album.
here.
We did.
I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest nigga in this room right now, and
You are.
when I listen to 444, I relate it to almost everything that man
Because
said.
you also have
I come
an
from
old
a-
soul and,
yeah.
and a good mindset. You know what I mean? Like you.
When
have
he
a-
said Santa Claus is fake, bro, let me just let you analyze that line, because he was talking about everything that he went through with Beyonce, and then he said Santa Claus is fake. He literally
The analogies and the correlation.
exactly the fact that he said Santa Claus was fake when he was talking about his daughter and everything that he went through with Beyonce. The fact that he only had to say Santa Claus was fake for me to understand what he was talking about and the depth of that line. No one can do that except Ghostface Killer, bro. No one else can make a line like that and make you understand why it's such an important line.
And 856 Survivor.
No, but you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy with that Magnum Carter album? I think people, that was the transition of Jay saying, I can do this too.
Exactly.
I think that was the album where he said, oh, that's what they doing?
Let me do it. Exactly.
Yeah, they showed yeah.
True.
But if you notice, right after that album, he stopped doing it.
And then he came out with 444. And boom.
I would love for somebody to just sit in a room and just start dissing Hov or try to diss Hov. I should.
The only person who can do it is Nas.
I would love. No, I'm not even saying like an artist like coming at him. I'm just saying anybody like trying to discredit.
I
his
think
whole career, like,
I feel like if you try to discredit Hov, you're a hater.
or you just don't know what the fuck.
Like how people will say that he stole lines from Biggie. Like he knew this man in real life, bro.
No. That's like you dying and me like.
Bro,
like,
if I die right now, you can have my phone and rap my shit.
And I probably wouldn't do that, but I would.
I probably would do that. He's like, no.
Y'all should have seen the look on his face when he
He
said,
said, no.
Shoot writes his own shit, right? But I would take like a Hendo quotable and I would carry on this man in tradition. You know what I
I
mean?
would really only want you to
That's
do
all.
it.
That's all.
Like,
No, but
You
he,
said you would or you wouldn't?
I would. Because you're like one of the only rappers I know that, besides 856 Survivor,
Thank you.
that's on my caliber. You feel me?
Right,
Like,
right.
I wouldn't want anyone less of my caliber to write my shit.
yeah, that's facts. But the thing about it is like, when it comes to Jay's, his work ethic is crazy, first of all. And it was like, the young people don't know that work. Out of all the work he did, the young people don't know it.
Right.
That's why. And then when he dropped the 444 album, they was willing to give it a chance.
Right.
But
What's this?
they didn't get it though.
What's this? Yeah.
So, like, they didn't get it. If anybody noticed something, right, once he dropped like Top Back, them type of joints, he reeled in the young crowd.
Right.
They were, Jay-Z was like a new artist to them all of a sudden.
And
Right.
then when he got the young crowd in, he dropped something as amazing and as knowledgeable as 444. You feel me? I know niggas younger than me, 17, 18 years old, that are quoting that album. That same
No, but a lot of people said a lot of young people said they didn't get the album. They didn't like it.
It's because they're stupid.
No, they just didn't
wasn't for
get
them.
it. It wasn't for
I
them.
try so hard up here, especially when I'm live, not to bash people. And you know I'm all about spreading love, but
Stop
this
hating
is
on
fucking
everything.
retarded.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's
So dumb.
it's just that when you get
Oh my god.
when you get used to something, that's just like what like
That's my thing. Don't
it's
get down.
it's over because it's oversaturated.
It is.
Like it's oversaturated. So it's like
Everybody raps and I hate it.
right. It's like when you in your head.
Stop rapping.
When you in your head and your whole hood acts the same, you're gonna act just like your hood.
Facts.
It's
It's
the
only
environment.
a select few of dudes who don't succumb to that kind of
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like most people is gonna. It's like when you live in the projects and that's all you hear. Like it's always so. I use the projects because there's always something going on. It's always loud. There's always a bunch of people. You know, and then you go and go down south. You can't stand it.
Right.
It's fucking.
You can't stand it. You don't hear a police siren. Like I need to hear something.
Quiet.
Police siren, no
Slow.
gunshots.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't take it.
You don't see roaches anymore.
Yeah, you can't take it. You know, because that's not what.
I'd be okay with that.
I love it.
I'd be
But
alright
see,
with
but
those
that-
roaches, yeah.
Fucking
But-
flying roaches and shit.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy because that's what it is. It's like people are so used to the shit that's out, and it's not good.
That's why some people can't leave the hood because they get it.
The-
You know what
I like that you said can't but I like that you said can't instead of won't, because I was just having this conversation about addiction with some idiot. Like, environmental science proves that if you are in a certain environment, you are 60-70% more likely to succumb to that environment. It's not just based off the choices that you make.
Put bugs in a jar and they keep jumping. Eventually, they know there's a lid there, right? You would take the lid off. They're not gonna jump past that certain point anymore because
It's fucking brainwashing.
you know what I mean. They know that they cannot do it.
Exactly.
But then it takes that one smart one to say, "Fuck it,
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna
should
try."
probably exactly. But
They can do it, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah. And I think this is a great segue onto our next topic, actually, which is what the whole Demi Lovato situation.
Yeah. So for what's the wave today, we're gonna talk about Demi Lovato and people bashing addicts, and I believe you also wanted to include
Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
Before
I don't even know what Lil Peep is.
Lil Peep is like he's this white boy from Long Island, rest in peace his soul. And
Lil Peep's the one that died.
yeah, the kid with the pink hair and the face tattoos and shit. He started this whole like clique called the Goth Boy Clique. He was like one of the first rappers to actually come out and like really start like the emo, I guess, phase, like the punk rock phase in hip hop. And he was a very troubled young man, and he always publicized and glorified drug use, but a lot of his fans knew that he actually had like a lot of issues going on.
Now, what was his content compared to like and like out of these dudes, the only one I really truly know is like X.
His content was a lot less deeper than X, and it was
A little more simplified.
it was like pretty braggadocious, but he had like certain songs where he would let you into his soul and make you realize like he really is suffering. Environmental science proves that it's not just a choice, because if you're in a certain environment and you're around all these things, you're basically becoming a crab in a bucket and mentally being changed and warped by the things that you see. So when you are in an environment like I was, or like someone even like in a worse environment than me, like let's take the crack era for an example. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, the government, and this is documented fact, flooded, completely flooded impoverished neighborhoods, aka black neighborhoods, and
they knew what the fuck
they were
they
doing
did.
because of the fact that if you put
And I hate when people say that's not true.
if you put a group of rats in a fucking small cage, they're going to try to eat their way out of it. Or if you put a group of rats in a small cage with nothing but liquid morphine, with no type of like interaction, they're going to become addicts. It has nothing. It has a small percentage to do with choice, but way more to do with pre-existing conditions, genetics. Even it's proven that 50 to 60% of addicts become addicted to something because of their gene pool. 50 to 60% of addictive traits and addiction, in essence, is from your genetics.
Do you know the percentage of addicts that are actually born like already pre-exposed to these drugs from their parents? Like
I honestly don't know the statistic on it, but I know that
some people are born crap. You know, you're
I know two people who were born addicted to opiates. Two people, and one of them personally, yes, one of them became completely and utterly. I used to do heroin with this girl, and then the other dude, because of people keeping him away, not because of his own choices, because of people educating him and keeping him away from drugs, he stayed away from drugs. It wasn't necessarily his choice to stay away from drugs. People sheltered him from it. You can't make a choice for yourself when someone takes you away from the environment. It just doesn't logically make any sense. If you feel me, my mom, bro, is not addicted to anything. You feel me? She grew up around drugs. She grew up around addiction. My dad's side of the family, you've dealt with this.
That's me. I don't know how. I can't tell you how the fuck I did not.
And you've admitted to my face that you could have an addictive personality.
Oh no, I do have an addictive personality.
Ding ding fucking ding.
Things, not like addiction, so to speak. Like when we talk addiction, we're talking drug addiction.
Exactly.
But I have other addictions. I have other things that I'm addicted to.
And those things may be healthier for you in the long run, but look at me in my face and tell me if you don't keep if you don't watch yourself, those things could become deadly. Because you work out, do you not? Let's say you made working out and exercise your whole fucking life. That means one thing like your business would fall through because you're more worried about working out than making money. Relationships will fall through because you're more worried about working out than keeping relationships. You feel me? And that is the same fucking thing as drug addiction. Someone chemically and biologically gets addicted to something. So let's talk about drugs. If I chemically get addicted to drugs, my primal instincts are going to kick in because that's just what fucking happens, and it's literally documented and proven that when you get too deep into addiction, it becomes primal. It becomes a need. It becomes a necessity. Understand the definition of necessity for all the fucking idiots out there. Understand the definition of necessity. When something becomes necessary, that means you need it or else you die. Or something happens to you. Chemically. You feel me? So, if...
Anna, what do you think about that?
Facts. You're a product of your own environment.
And you can sit here and argue that some people mentally just overcome it, but that's mental, bro. It's not social. You can't just completely make your focal point one part of a subject when there's too many different facets and avenues of a subject. That's like saying that if someone came up to me and said addiction was a choice, that would be like saying I put a gun to my family and killed them, but it was still my choice, so it's still my fault. But someone forced me to kill my family. You feel me? Because that's basically the logic of people who don't understand addiction.
I understand that. And that's where, so in this argument, that's why I can't choose a side. I'm not choosing a side. What I can say is educate yourself, and you know, obviously Hendo has personally experienced it, and he's educating himself so he can preach on it. But the thing is, like, the only thing I would say, like, especially like being business minded, like, or just having a strong-willed mind in general. Like, I'm all about having a strong mindset.
Of course.
Your thoughts control and dictate everything you do in life. So like, you can give yourself anxiety or depression just from overthinking.
Exactly.
Think about that fact alone. So if you are an addict, it is like, first of all, if you've never been an addict, don't tell these people just go get clean. Like, it's not that simple.
It's really not.
You don't know how to relate. You don't get it. Especially if you don't have an addictive personality like I do, so I can kind of relate in a sense. Not really, but in a sense. But like, it's a lot harder, but they can still get better, and they have to want to do it, and they have to take the steps to do it.
I will never argue that fact. And people
have to start, and the main point I'm trying to get to is we have to stop arguing. Like, I get that it's out there, and it's a fact that, like, you know, it's not like it's not a choice. But like, maybe it's been scientifically proven, like you say. But like, let's talk about the solution. Like, let's not argue over if it's a choice or a disease. Let's talk about the fact that what is the fucking solution to help these people and get better. Let's start working on that, because this epidemic is literally bringing down our communities and our people.
It's killing people. It's killing people.
It really is. Like, we gotta fight that shit and like really.
And the one thing that makes me so fucking mad is that people would rather argue if it's a choice or not, and then completely disregard the sympathy that they're supposed to have for their other humanly brother. Because people can sit there and bash drug addicts all day, but when someone dies from AIDS, we're putting banners up. We're making
scumbag for bashing somebody else, bro.
You feel me? Like, someone could literally completely bash and
stop bashing. Help him.
But if someone dies from AIDS or dies from diabetes or dies from cancer, everybody's putting up statuses like, "Oh, rest in peace." Da-da-da-da-da. But if we're talking about addiction being a choice, by your logic, they chose to pick up a cigarette and die from cancer. They chose to have unprotected sex and get AIDS. They chose to keep eating McDonald's and die from diabetes.
And I don't encourage people to go use drugs, but if you think it's that easy for these people, and you're right now, like, the person who's talking is. I've never faced drug addiction, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sit here and tell you right now, if you think it's that easy and you're just going to tell people, like, just quit and whatever, go do it yourself. I encourage you to go shoot up heroin and then just quit.
Please don't.
Yeah, please
You know what I
don't.
mean? Like,
Please don't.
You know what it is. You know the thing that it is, and when you sit here and you think about the whole scenario, how people are is what they don't know. They judge what they don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like in religion. Like in religion, people do the exact same thing. Like when you see a Muslim, when you see a Muslim, and you judge that Muslim off of the things that's bad, the ones that's going blowing shit up and all of that. You judge the whole
You do, and especially
religion on
I
that.
can honestly say right now, and this is fucked up to say, but this is the world we live in, and I'm not a judgmental person. Like in my adult life, I've done a better job with not. You can't prejudge people. You can't judge a book by its cover. But like you, growing up, like when I was a kid, you would see, like you just said, like people blowing shit up, and then anytime I would see like a person with like a towel on their head, I would think that they are involved in some bad shit. They're gonna blow some shit up. That's not cool. You can't do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you don't know if
That's
you
their religion. Just
like-
because you don't see that every day doesn't mean they're just gonna blow shit up.
right, but it's what you don't know.
It's what you
The
don't know,
things
because
that
I
the
don't see
thing
it every
right,
day.
it's the things that you don't know, so you
People fear what they don't know.
right. So and they judge it, they pass judgment on it, because the thing about it, it's just like, all right, let's just use, because I mentioned Islam. Let's just mention the word Allah. Like when people say, oh, well, you're Allah, it just means God. If you're a Muslim, then you know that a Muslim and a Christian serves the same God. It's the same God. It's just an Arabic word for God. You feel what I'm saying? But if you don't know, you think Allah and you think God is two different things.
Right.
But it's the exact same thing. But if you don't know, you're judging it. You're thinking it's something else. And you're thinking there's more to it than what it actually is. It's just an Arabic word. Because the thing about a Christian and a Muslim, the only thing that's different between them two is the Muslims believe that Jesus Christ was a prophet. That's it. They just don't believe that he's the actual son of God, like a Christian would say. But when it comes to God, they say Muslims don't pray to Jesus like a Christian do. They pray directly to God.
And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly.
No, but what we were saying was people confuse the two that don't know. They think the word Allah and God is two different things. And it's
Neither
the
is
same
word
thing.
Yahweh.
Yeah, it's just an Arabic word. But if you don't know, you judge it. So that's how it is, like even with the addiction and all that. The things that you don't know and that you see, and you see the negative, so you judge everything off the negative.
Before I got into my active addiction, I used to fucking look at people like, oh, it's your choice. Like you can get clean, da-da-da-da-da. It's easier than it looks. You feel me? But
Easier said than done.
the minute I kept saying that and kept bashing addicts, I literally got addicted to heroin. And like I said before, bro, like my mom has never been addicted to anything. Any drugs, sex, fucking gym, none of that. You feel me? She grew up around it though. And my dad's side has addicts in it. My dad's side and my mom's side to a certain degree have addicts and alcoholics and shit like that. And my mom kept me so sheltered from drugs, bro. And when I started seeing drugs on TV, when the first time I saw someone smoking weed, bro, I wanted to do it. No one influenced me to want to do drugs. Something in my brain, my nigga, something logically or illogically in my brain made me desire drugs. When I was a 13-year-old boy, even before that, bro, when I first heard people talking about weed, no one put a blunt up to my face and was like, here, try this, bro. I wanted to always do drugs. I've always wanted that for myself. So I started smoking weed by myself. No one put a blunt up to my face. I started smoking, and people, uneducated people who hear this will be like, oh, well, if he always wanted to do drugs, that means it was always his choice. But look at the mentality of it. Look at the logic of it, and look at the environment of it. My mom kept me away from drugs, so why would I always want to do drugs? You feel me? That's like me wanting to be a hitman, but I've never seen a gun before. Like, there's something mentally in my brain, chemically in my brain, causing me to want that, causing me to desire that. You feel me? And we can argue that to a certain degree, when you put heroin in your arm or when you sniff a line of coke, it is your choice. But think about all of the other variables that make it.
There's a bunch of variables.
Exactly.
It's not just that simple.
It's not just that simple at all. Because if it was that simple, then no one would be an addict. People would always be able to just.
People have a very negative environment and are always miserable and they can't find happiness and you know what I mean? Like, they know that.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be that. Sometimes you can just be too spoiled of a fucking brat, and people will mentally skew you to think that you're invincible.
Right.
You feel me?
This is true.
Like,
This is true.
there's way too many variables that go into addiction for someone to just chalk it up to it's your choice.
It's 4 o'clock.
Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And at this point in my life, bro, I'm not beat to argue with anybody over addiction unless they have a fucking PhD. Because I see way too many fucking Facebook scientists and Facebook warriors talking about shit that they have no fucking idea about. Because they don't educate themselves on this shit. If they do, they subpar educate themselves on it just so they can get their own vendetta in the fucking picture. And then after they get their own vendetta, after they get their argument, after they get what they need out of their research, they're just like, okay, well, since this part of research backs my opinion, I'm going to go with this research and not go deep into any other research at all. I have literally been studying addiction since I've been clean from heroin, and I've been clean for almost 3 fucking years.
Yeah, people have a lot to say about things they don't know.
And that shit irritates the fuck out of me, bro, because people like I said, yo,
People really think social media is just a platform to jump on. They think they're on like a fucking podium and they're preaching to people like, where are your credentials? You don't
you're
need
not
to.
smart. Like,
Just because you can get on Facebook and type a bunch of shit doesn't make you like the fucking Don Dada of fucking whatever we're talking about here.
and I'll admit that there are, and this is why people who oppose me are wrong, because for 50 years, over 50 years, addiction has been classified as a 50, the kid 56 over 50 years, bro, 5 decades. Addiction has been identified by 97% of the fucking scientific world as a disease. DISEASE. You fucking retards. You're stupid if you think it's not, and you're biased emotionally if you think it's not, and you just want your own vendetta to work out if you think it's not. And today I was arguing with some stupid ass old bitch. 2 stupid ass old bitches who have no fucking degree, no PhD, and no type of actual fucking.
Wildin'!
No, because this shit makes me fucking mad, bro. This shit makes me so fucking heated.
Shit.
They have no.
So what was the topic?
This one lady, she was trying to say that because she grew up around addiction, her peoples were addicted, and da-da-da-da-da, and she made the choice to not be addicted. That's cool. No one argued with that. But my point was the fact that it's not just a choice. My point was the fact that because of your environment, because of pre-existing conditions, because of addictive traits that are proven to be real, people are more likely to become addicts. If you did not become an addict, that means it's more likely for your addiction to manifest in different ways. And the same bitch who tried to prove me wrong openly admitted that she started smoking cigarettes. So her saying that addiction and staying away from addiction is her choice when she has addictive traits and then tried smoking cigarettes completely and utterly blows her actual theory out of the water, does it not? Because you definitely got addicted to smoking. You stayed away from heroin, but you got addicted to smoking, and then you admitted that you had addictive traits, but in the same token tried to call me wrong. You're dumb. You're stupid.
Yeah.
You just completely contradicted yourself. The bitch was literally like, "Oh, addiction is a choice because my father was addicted to heroin and da 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 da, but I started smoking cigarettes." You're dumb. You're dumb. Because you still got addicted to something, and addiction to cigarettes when you.
I mean, not statistically, but characteristic-wise, I mean, every single person is made different.
Every single one.
We all face different experiences. You guys, I'm just gonna give you one small example. We all walked in this building today, but we all walked in different. We all looked at different things.
Exactly.
We all had a different fucking experience walking into this building today.
Mhm.
Everybody sees things differently. Some people may face pain and suffer more through something than somebody else. They may not know how to handle it or grasp or control their mind or their thoughts. You know what I mean? So like I just think like,
And that's not their
and
fault.
I'm not trying to sit here and say we should just feel bad for these people and say, you know, they're a lost cause. Like, let's just really help these people and let's try to understand that like these people have been through some shit. It like we always talk about, it's psychological, it's social, and you know there's so many different factors and variables. You know what I mean? So
And I think people are trying to say. I think
just get
people.
educated. Just fucking get educated.
Please, yeah. I think when I explain addiction, people are trying to convey the fact, or people are trying to twist my words and say that it's not the addict's fault. The fact of the matter is
To a certain extent.
it is to a certain extent, and I
We're
will
just
not.
We're not just gonna say these people just can't be responsible for their actions at all.
Yeah,
We're
word.
not trying to say that.
Yeah, of
You know what
course.
I mean? Yes, they're retarded because they did some shit. But what led into that
Look at the variables.
it's not all their fault.
You can't.
It's not all their fault.
Exactly.
Try to understand that person, what they've been through, the environment they're in, all the different variables. Then when we are measuring on all levels, then we can talk about it.
By statistics and by environmental research and by
Logically
scientific, yes, logically speaking, the choice of addiction, for one, doesn't make sense because addiction is not a choice. Disease is not a choice because biologically speaking, you can't think of it. You can't think a disease into your body. I can't sit here and be like, hey, I want diabetes today, and then automatically I get diabetes. Something like, you feel me? Like something has to lead up to you getting diabetes. Something has to lead up to you getting AIDS. And this is something that I will also say. Addiction is not just drugs. Addiction is sex, TV, anything, cars. You feel me? So when someone has unprotected sex, hustle. You feel me?
Fucking
Make
addicted
it
to hustle.
making money. Like when someone has unprotected sex with someone, they are risking getting AIDS or getting an STD. And someone tried to burst my bubble on this, but you can't sit here and just tell that someone has AIDS. I can't look at you and be like, oh, that person has AIDS, so I'm going to stay away from them. And every single person in this room has definitely...
you could, though.
You feel me? Every single person in this room and almost
Wish you
every...
could. I wish you had a name tag over you. Like
Oh, it's fucking tattoo. I have AIDS, like...
I have AIDS. All right, you stay over there. I'm over here.
And what my point is that, like, you can't, like I said, you can't look at someone and know that they have AIDS, but every single person that I know and any person who's ever tried to argue addiction with me has had unprotected sex, knowing the risk. But I swear to God, I guarantee you, if those people were to post a status and say, oh, I have AIDS, 50 fucking people would be like, oh, I'm praying for you. Da-da-da-da-da. But if they were to be like, oh, I have a heroin addiction, every single person that they were friends with would be like, you're a scumbag. You're a piece of shit.
Right.
Go die in a fucking hole somewhere because you're a scumbag.
Right.
But we've been praying for Magic Johnson for years. Well, have we not?
You propose a good point.
You feel me? If Magic Johnson was to die today, imagine how many people would be like, rest in peace over you're a scumbag because you got HIV. And Magic Johnson grew up in the fucking 80s when HIV was at its height and still fucked women unprotected. Still.
I got a Magic Johnson.
And someone else tried to argue the fact that AIDS is different from addiction because AIDS can't be cured. But there's so many medications out right now that make AIDS almost unidentifiable in your bloodstream. Just like how you can subdue and sustain clean time and recovery. You feel me? Those correlate so well. And fucking, you can even correlate addiction and bipolar disorder. Because fucking addiction and addictive traits are something that you can't fucking control to a certain degree. Me being bipolar is something I can't control to a certain degree. You know,
Having anxiety and depression and ADD, I can't control.
it's literally scientifically proved that some of these fucking mental illnesses, let's just put addiction to the side, some of these mental illnesses cause you to make irrational decisions.
Yes, every day.
So if I go out and stab someone and plead insanity, and I get that fucking charge and I just get put in a fucking mental asylum, that means that the judicial system, the scientific world, identify my fucking actions as something I could not control. When women go into postpartum depression and kill their babies, they don't get jail time because of the fact that something in their brain made them kill their baby.
Chemical imbalance. Like, people ask me why I overthink everything. I have to think way more than you motherfuckers because of the shit that I face.
Exactly.
I can't have some of it. I can't help. Some I actually have to think. I have to.
Yeah, because
I'm
it
constantly thinking. My brain is running 2,000 miles per hour at all times.
because it's the only way you feel regulated.
And you too.
You got anything to chime in on this? You know?
Right now, I'm just listening. Shit's real right now. I mean, I'm just a live viewer right now.
We're keeping it 100.
I just hate because of my shirt. I just think people need to be more educated on this, and I think that I've had arguments with people about Lil Peep as far as like Lil Peep versus Demi Lovato, and I will say on air that a lot of people definitely gave Lil Peep more flack and more bullshit because of the way that he portrayed
I
himself,
think more in the hip hop community because everybody's like, "Who's this fucking mumble rapper?"
because of his aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
And Demi Lovato was like America's sweetheart, but they both.
For all the people that don't know Demi Lovato, her background, where she came from, like just everybody, for all the listeners right now, can you just break down like
Shorty's had a rough time,
give us
bro.
a brief history on Demi Lovato?
Demi Lovato has suffered from.
Who she is, where she came from. And
I'm not sure of like her background origin, but as far as
like the Disney Channel.
yeah. She grew up as like a Disney. Her and Selena Gomez have been friends since Barney, bro.
Alright.
And when she got her show,
He says this.
for real, she was on Demi Lovato, and I swear to God, Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez were on an episode of Barney. But when Demi Lovato got her show Sunny with a Chance, she was suffering from bulimia, she was suffering from anorexia, she was suffering from cocaine addiction, she was suffering from self-harm, she was cutting herself. All of these 4 variables, you feel me?
And what was her reasoning? Like, what were some of
She
her
just hated herself, bro.
that she went through? What were some of the
I
hardest,
think
hardships? Like, bring that shit up.
I'm not sure, honestly, but I'm pretty sure she's had hardships, or all of her like mental illnesses are just clinical, and she was born with it. You feel me? Like, and that's something that's another thing that I want to bring up about addiction. You can be born a fucking addict, you idiot. Just like you can be born bipolar, just like you can be born with fucking body dysmorphia. So
You can't reverse it.
you can't fucking reverse it. So Demi Lovato just started killing herself slowly because of the fact that she hated herself. Whether it was clinical
If you did try to reverse it and jump back in your mom, that should be should be a little weird.
but the fact of the matter is that this girl suffered since she was a child. You feel me? Just like people like what's that lady's name? I can't remember her fucking name. She was in 50 First Dates. What was her name? She was in 50 First Dates.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, right? But the bitch who was in 50 First Dates became an alcoholic at 11 years old.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, not Gwyneth Paltrow.
What the fuck's her name?
I can't remember her fucking name, bro. But she became an addict at fucking 11 years old. She became an alcoholic at 11 years old because of her fucking environment. And because people at...
What's her
I
name,
can't
bro?
fucking remember her fucking name. She was also in Donnie Darko. But...
Drew Barry.
Drew fucking Barrymore. Yes. Drew Barrymore became an alcoholic at 11 years old. So yes, bro. She became an alcoholic at 11 years old and drug addicted at 11 years old. 11, 13. And I dare anyone to look at Drew Barrymore's life and tell her at 11 as an 11-year-old girl that it was her fault. I dare anyone to be that unsympathetic and be that uneducated. Because when you are an 11-year-old superstar, people are hyping your head up and telling you, hey, you can do anything you want. You're invincible. And you already have that mindset as an 11-year-old.
Now that you bring that up, being a product of your environment is a real thing. Because I remember, like, I was around a bunch of older people that were, like, drinking when I was, like, I swear to God, I was honestly 12, 13, 14 years old. I used to carry around this flask, bro. Because I thought it was cool. Because I saw other people drinking. And it,
Wow.
like, I was 12 years old, riding my bike down the street with a flask in my back pocket. Sipping that flask, riding down the street on my bike, bro.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I was driving across town sipping a flask. Like, on my bike at 12 years old. I swear to God, like, that shit, I'm dead ass serious.
Bro, I started becoming
You know what I mean? Like,
it's real shit.
because I saw people drinking, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to do that, too. It's a real thing.
I started becoming blood affiliated because my cousin was a blood at 11. because I thought it was fucking cool, and because I was listening to too much Jim Jones and too much Joel
Too much
Santana.
Game and too much Wheezy. And,
You feel me?
Right.
And that made me become a blood fucking affiliate. I can tell you almost anything about Damu right now, or Pyru. I can tell you almost anything. You feel me? And I'm not even a full-fledged blood. And it's just because of the niggas that I've been around. And you can't sit here and deny that the energy you put out is the energy you will get back. So if I'm sitting here saying I want to be around bloods, I'm going to mentally look for gangbangers.
Manifestation is a real thing. You can manifest anything.
People are just so fucking stupid. But like, I will say
Get educated.
get educated and get fucking connected. But I will
Get
say
connected. We the plug.
I will say that like Peep was definitely looked at as a piece of shit more than Demi Lovato was, and that's not fair because their story is damn near the same. You know, they definitely went about their addiction differently. Demi Lovato became an activist for addiction and she was clean off coke for 6 years. But chemically speaking, coke.
So what? She just had that episode, right?
Yeah.
She just full blown relapse. Like, what led to that? What happened?
I don't know, bro. I think you got to understand, bro.
Like
She's
any word on what happened?
You got to understand, bro. She's just mentally ill. Demi Lovato has been mentally ill since she was a young girl.
That's horrible to hear that you're clean for 6 years and then all of a sudden, boom. Like,
And
that's just,
she's clean. She was clean from coke, bro,
So
and then
fucked.
skipped to heroin. Coke is an upper. Heroin is a huge downer.
she didn't want to feel shit anymore.
You feel me?
She didn't want to feel shit.
I don't know what she was going through, but whatever she was going
You
through
switch up to heroin like that.
from coke,
Don't
bro.
talk about it because I feel like it's manifesting. Like I don't want to talk about it, bro. I know way too many people that like really resort to the shit.
It's sad, dog.
About this shit, bro.
It's sad. And for someone, I'm gonna pick up where Nick left off. For someone to go from coke to heroin means that you chemically were dealing with something that made you want to feel numb. Because from
You don't want to think anymore.
You don't wanna live, bro.
It's like an easier way of. It's like you want to commit suicide, but you don't have
the guts
strength
to shoot yourself in the
shoot
face.
yourself or hang yourself. So you resort to just numbing yourself, and if you die, you die. If you don't, you live to see another day, and maybe you can try this thing again. That type of shit.
Even X had something similar to say about it. You feel me? X when he finally started getting okay in his head, he had this interview with DJ Academics, and he was like, "Bro, the only reason I started doing drugs is because I wanted to die. The only reason I was doing Xanax and smoking weed and popping pills is because I did not want to live anymore."
So I'm so glad that he didn't, because he gave us good music.
He gave us great music.
So, I can honestly say, like, I might not be the biggest X fan, but I listen to some of his shit, and not like the super mumble rap shit. But
Yeah.
he has some deep shit. Like his deep songs. He's got some deep shit.
And-
I like it.
And you have to understand, bro, that people who grow up wanting to kill themselves are going to look for something to kill them. You can't sit here and be like, "Oh, I don't feel no type of sorry for you because you should have got therapy." How many people can afford therapy right now? Because that definitely is on someone's insurance plan.
If you fall and scrape yourself, you're gonna put a Band-Aid on it.
You feel me? And so many people were like, "Oh, Demi Lovato's rich. I don't feel sorry for her because she had the resources to go and da 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 da." Being an addict does not mean
Money doesn't buy happiness.
money.
So,
For one, money does not buy happiness, and being an addict means that you don't want to admit that you're an addict. For one, means that you don't want to go out and search for help because your disease is telling you that you don't need help. So just because Demi Lovato is worth 125 million doesn't mean that her addiction tells her that she's worth something. Demi Lovato has always felt worthless. Peep has always felt worthless. I have always felt worthless. X has always felt fucking worthless. You can't sit here and just be unsympathetic and be uneducated about mental illness and also addiction because they go hand in fucking hand, my nigga.
yo, if it wasn't for like the therapy in my life, if it wasn't for like the high that I feel when I work out in the gym, like when I exercise or when I rap,
Can I pause you right there?
I literally wouldn't be the same person or possibly not even here.
Can I pause you right there?
Straight up.
The words you used are so powerful, and I want you to understand that. You said the high I get from working out.
It is a high.
So you can look at me in my
Endorphins that are
face.
released from my brain or into my brain when I work out. I feel a sensation that is incomparable to anything else.
I guarantee you.
Not compare it.
I guarantee you, I put it on my life. I put it on my son's life that the same feeling that you get from working out is the same feeling I got from every time I sniffed a bag of dope.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
And that's why I love working out. Obviously, not only that, but you want to look good, you want to eat,
Of course.
you want to feel good, all that. It's it's a whole thing, but it's a lifestyle. But definitely, like the high is addicting. The high is addicting. I was just talking to someone the other day. I take like a pre-workout supplement to work out. The other day I tried, because this shit literally when I take a scoop of this shit,
I've taken
first of all, it
pre-workout.
tells you to take a scoop. I take a half a fucking scoop. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. When I take a scoop, I don't sleep for 8 hours.
Because it's an
I
amphetamine.
can't fucking rest for 8 hours afterwards, because that shit keeps you going crazy. Like the shit's got your blood flowing. You got extra caffeine in there. It's like equivalent to like 6-7 cups of coffee. This shit's crazy. So like that shit alone, bro, just like taking a pre-workout. I tried to work out without the pre-workout. I realized that I'm now addicted to the pre-workout. I was so miserable the other day.
Ding, fucking ding.
Without that pre-workout in my system, I was like, I need that pre-workout. Fuck that shit.
Ding, fucking ding. And this is someone who's not addicted to any drug. Ding, fucking ding.
Like coffee's a drug. You know what I
Coffee
mean?
is most definitely a drug and recognized in the rooms of NA as a drug.
I'm addicted to just being a crazy person all over the place, always doing this, that, and the third. Like, I can't sit still and just relax sometimes. Like, I'm addicted to hustle. I'm addicted to rapping. You know what I mean? Like, I can't not go a day without writing some crazy bars and like.
Because you'll feel irregular, right?
My own mind and reading my bars, like, how the fuck did my mind come up with and create what I just fucking read? You know what I mean? How did I do that? And then I gotta outdo it again and again and again.
And again and again and again.
That high alone is crazy, bro.
I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for me replacing my addiction of heroin with my addiction to being a great rapper, I would still be a heroin addict, bro. Because when I was doing heroin for that 4 to 7 month stint, I wasn't writing shit. I wasn't writing anything. The only time I actually could write was when I was high off dope. And I don't even like going to the studio high. I don't even like rapping or writing high.
Yeah, I don't know how some of these rappers back in the day were like getting blowjobs and shit in the studio. Like,
Lil Wayne is a full-on drug addict and is writing
in the
hits.
studio and you're getting head. I can't, like, the feeling you have after you get some head. Like, I couldn't.
It feels like you're high off a drug.
Right, but you also, like, you're too relaxed. Like,
Too relaxed.
I don't want to do anything.
I'm going to sleep after a BJ,
I'll
bro.
smack the shit out of somebody if they try to get me to do some fucking energetic shit. And I just got some head. Like, leave me the fuck
Facts.
alone. I'm chilling.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And
Bangers happen if you get head in the studio.
if you're writing while getting head, it's
Relax,
different.
Bro. Well, it depends.
I'll record it next time.
I can side with NO on that to a certain extent. If it depends what kind of track you're making. Because
Any track. There's
I'm
never,
not-
there's,
I
there's
can't-
never.
ripping some shit.
I can't write about black nationalism while somebody's sucking my dick. Like,
Why not?
You're talking about wild.
Why not?
Wild. I'm talking about it.
afterwards,
Wild. That'd be a little distracting.
yeah,
That might be an experience in it.
I could probably write an R&B song after getting some head.
Guys are crazy. You can talk whatever you want. You
But-
can talk about how you made love to her mouth. You can talk about fuck that bitch. You can say whatever you want. Bangers.
Yo, this is the most like calm person we've had on this show, and I love it. Cause like we're like off the fucking wall. But in conclusion, we have to understand that no matter how much commerce someone has, no matter if they're a celebrity or a bum on the street, we have to treat addiction as something that is a disease. We have to treat these people as people who not only have to be held responsible to a certain degree, but we have to understand that to a larger degree, a lot of this isn't just their fault. You feel me? We have to just understand that these people not only need help, but they have to want to seek it.
Get educated. Look to your left. Look to your right. If you know anyone that's struggling from addiction, this sounds like one of those like fucking commercials, but please get these people help. I'm sure you got family, friends. I'm sure you know somebody that knows somebody that might even know somebody that is struggling from any kind of mental illness or mental disorder. Get these people help.
And the next person,
Talking about them, just get them help and shut the fuck up and stop going on Facebook and going on rants on something you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And the next person to call,
Choose out.
the next person to call a drug addict a fucking scumbag on Facebook or in front of my face can catch the fucking fade with me. I'm saying this shit on live radio. I'm so fucking serious, bro. Cause on my fucking dead homie that I have tatted on my fucking arm, my nigga, if someone comes up to me and calls a drug addict a scumbag without knowing that person first and without knowing who that person was before they were an addict, bro, we can catch the fucking fade. My fucking address is 1301 South Lincoln Avenue. I swear to God, I will knock your shit loose. I swear. I'll put it on my fucking mom, bro.
Hendo is like the human equivalent of like a pit bull. You know what I mean?
I really am.
Type shit. All right, we're gonna move into the next topic.
Rest in peace, Bo Riley.
I don't know who that is, but rest in peace.
Facts.
Spitball is the next topic. All right, so what do you guys where do you think that hip hop will be in the next 5 to 10 years?
I'm gonna let Eno answer this question.
Hip hop next 5 to 10 years. What do you think?
I think rappers are just going to be instruments now. You got people who spit bars, you got people who are flow riders. Now we have mumbles. I think motherfuckers are just going to be instruments, and we're just going to rock out to the fucking beat.
You think so? You think like the whole like
That's how I listen to Young Thug.
lyricism is 100% dead?
Young Thug's voice is an instrument. Yeah.
I mean, when Young Thug first came out, I couldn't understand this
So you
motherfucker.
think people
I just
are
learned
still
to
gonna
go
be-
with his cadence. Sometimes I listen to his shit and put my own words to it. Listening to
Facts.
him is like listening to instrumental.
No,
I'll agree with
I never
that.
thought about it like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree with
That's
that.
crazy.
that's how. I mean, so people
It's a really
like yo,
good
I've-
perspective.
I think 5 to 10 years. I think from 5 to 10 years, the only genre that will be considered a genre is probably just country music because it's so distinct. I think people are.
You think what about country?
I think country music in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be the only piece of music that is still held to a genre. I think rap, punk, blues, jazz, hip
It's
hop.
not so experimental.
Exactly, it's very distinct.
I understand.
And and
Makes sense.
hip hop is way too populated
Hip-hop
with
has
different
touched on
sounds.
Every other genre.
Linkin Park.
You ever seen that? Like there is country hip hop. There is rock hip hop. There is
Gospel.
soul hip hop.
Gospel.
There is
Lecrae.
hip hop. There's conscious hip hop.
my
Yeah.
guy.
He can
lyrical
spit.
bar slang battle rap hip hop.
There's
There
Lil Pump
is
hip hop.
Pop hip hop.
Trip hop, acid hip
There
hop.
is trip hop. There
Feel me?
is every fucking thing that you could do or say in your life type of hip hop.
Bro, can I tell you something, bro? Slipknot's first 2 albums, they rapped on them shits. Corey Taylor can spit. I swear to fucking God, bro. The front man of Slipknot can rap, bro. I'll show you a song later.
That's crazy.
Bro, he
I
can.
know that you know why I like the band Incubus because they have like, and I know you.
They're fire.
You don't like. No,
They're
love it
fire.
because they always gave me like hip hop vibes.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when I listen to them, like they had like the mixing and scratching in like the rock song, which is so dope.
So
That's
dope.
crazy.
And they're not like a Limp Bizkit band either. You feel me? They're like a very like alternative band. They're like almost Breaking Benjamin sounding.
They're
To-
crazy, bro.
They are.
Incubus is crazy.
Incubus is crazy.
Like 1 second they're like mixing and scratching, next second he's like screaming.
You ever listen to Modest Mouse?
No.
Modest Mouse is so sample worthy, bro.
Yeah.
There's this one song called Dramamine that they have. Fire, bro. You could we'll go back to the fucking crib and I'll show you this song and you'll find so many great samples and ways to work it in hip hop. And that's the reason I feel like
We're gonna do a track.
that's the reason I feel like hip hop isn't going to be a genre anymore in the next 5 to 10 years. And I don't even really necessarily
Hip
think
hop is just hip hop isn't rap is the genre, but hip hop is a form of life. It's a culture.
I think it's everything around us.
Yes.
Honestly, I think
Yes, we are a product of our environment.
I s-
we live in hip hop.
I think since 2010, hip hop has been taking
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
it's been taking such a big change and such a big metamorphosis, and there's so many different people that are making money and so many people that have different sounds that
People that don't know what hip hop is, they're 95 years old.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a-
Shout out to grandma.
facts. Even my grandma, bro, she was 72, but like my grandma died at 76, bro. And when I was like,
I put my grandma on the hip hop. We used to take road trips to my cousin's house in Maryland when we were kids.
Bro, before my
And
grandma
I had her
died-
playing all kind like Nelly, Eminem, all kinds of
my
shit.
grandma loved Eminem and Jay-Z, bro.
like
You feel me? That's why I'm saying, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing that hip-hop as a genre will fade, because that means it's going to open avenues for every genre of music to just stop marginalizing themselves to a certain aesthetic, to be individuals, and we're all just going to be people who do a certain style of music, who just warp it in our own way. You feel me? Because I don't, as much as a great artist I think as Jay-Z is, I don't think he could do something like Lil Peep. You feel me? As much as a great artist I think X is, I don't think he could do something like Jay-Z. I don't think he could rap to the beats that Jay-Z did. And if he did, he wouldn't be able to attack him like Jay-Z. You feel me? As much as a great artist as Joey Badass is, he doesn't sound shit like fucking Ghostmane or Puya or Fat Nick. As much as a great artist as fucking Slipknot is, they don't sound anything like fucking Anthrax or Mudvayne or fucking Cradle of Filth.
I don't know any of that.
They're just metal bands. But like,
I've heard of Cradle of Filth actually, but I've never listened to any of them.
the fact that hip-hop has so many different influences and so many people take from their influences but use their influences to sound like nothing like their influences is fucking amazing, because you can't do that with country. Country music all sounds the same to a certain
That's another
degree.
thing I want to say. You just made me think of something. Not to get off topic here, but a lot of people say you sound like this person, you sound like that person.
No, I don't.
But check it out. Let me spit facts real quick. Like, as a matter of fact, no, the fuck I don't, because I'm talking in general. I'm not talking about me, but like, let's
Yeah.
just say for example, someone said I sounded like someone else. Like, I heard someone say, like, I did a track and someone's like, you sound like J. Cole. Actually, J. Cole couldn't make the track that I made because it's from me.
Exactly.
Okay? And I couldn't do what J. Cole did because he's a totally different person. So, yeah, it might have like a certain feel. You might become influenced off something, but we're not the same person.
We're not the same artists.
I don't care if people value J. Cole up here and put me way down here. We're not the same people. J. Cole could never do the track that I did.
Exactly.
He can't do it.
Bro.
So,
It's a compliment.
What'd you say?
It's a compliment.
It is a
Someone
compliment.
says you got that, that's the type of vibe or type of feel. Then you can ask someone, do you like that person?
right,
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, J. Cole has like that Kendrick type feel.
right.
I listen to both of them motherfuckers.
Right.
So if you get put into that category or that genre, I wouldn't say like that person can do what you did, but that's the vibe that I get, at least off of this track. And that's dope. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I feel like a lot of people are just trying to, because people's minds are so weak nowadays, I feel like people are just so ready to marginalize a person and be like, oh, you sound like this person. When in reality, the only reason I sound a little bit like this person is because I listened to this person, but I took their sound and I made it my own. Like,
Exactly.
let's take a Kendrick song, The Heart Part 3. I love that beat, bro. I love that
Wait,
beat.
Is it Hard Part 3 or 4? What's
No.
the latest one?
Heart Part 4. That song is trash.
No, the fuck it's not.
We'll get into that later.
No, the fuck it's
We'll get into that later. But The Heart Part 3, you can't deny that it sounds a little bit like Sing About Me.
It does.
But
It does. I actually remember where I first heard that. I was in Alabama when I
Yeah?
heard that track. I remember exactly. Yes, I do remember that. I was sitting down in the middle of this fucking living room in Alabama in this trailer park.
Ha!
Yo, I
What
was
the
in
fuck
trailer,
were you
right?
doing?
And I was on my laptop fucking around, like freestyling to some beats.
Sienna?
And I saw exactly. And I saw the Heart Part 3, and I was like, "Yo, this is so crazy." Yep, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
man.
The Heart Part 3 sounds a lot about Sing About Me. Sing About Me sounds a lot like fucking what's that song from Section 80? Ignorance is Bliss. But they're all completely
This is bliss.
they're all completely fucking different songs, bro. And I've attacked some of these Kendrick beats. I attacked Ignorance is Bliss like almost 3 years ago, and I used a completely different cadence on it as Kendrick did, and I personally believe it blows Kendrick's version out the water. You feel me?
As you should.
But
Every
other
rapper
people-
should feel like they're the best rapper.
Other people might disagree and say that his cadence and his flow and his content was
And that's
on.
okay.
You feel me? Because
That's okay.
Kendrick murdered that
People
fucking
are
beat.
entitled to their opinions.
Bro, Kendrick's cadence on that beat was so amazing. Like, his articulation, his alliteration, his assonance, the way that he just said shit on that beat was fucking crazy. And what I'm trying to say is that, like, you can tell me I sound like J. Cole all day. You can tell me I sound like Kendrick all day. You can tell me I sound like Kendrick all fucking day, or The Weeknd all fucking day. But the only reason I sound like them is because I take influence from them. Kendrick and my music may sound similar, but Kendrick isn't doing what I'm doing. You feel me? The only way I would sound like Kendrick is if I had his
And that's
vocal
also
cords.
opinion based, because I've heard somebody say literally complete opposite sides. I've heard somebody. I did a track way back. I think is it still on my SoundCloud? It might be on my SoundCloud. They were like, "You sound like it sounds like old school Bone Thugs," and then someone else said it was like Kendrick, and then someone else said it was like some other shit, and I'm like, the fuck. Like,
But you can put old
how do you
school
get-
Bone Thugs and you can put Kendrick in the same genre.
You can,
That's
but
on
then
Pandora's
someone said
playlist.
J. Cole.
That's in the same category.
And
You could
then
put Bone
someone
Thugs,
said-
you could put Kendrick, you could put all
And then
them.
Someone said Eminem, and I'm just like, the fuck?
Same category. Yeah.
You know?
That sounds like my Pandora when I fucking drove over here. Like they were all in that same category. That's
And-
the category that they put you in. That's the vibe. So they might want to listen to you when they smoke or when they need something to be uplifted or when they just need to vibe out. They're cleaning. Now if they might not listen to you when they're in the fucking gym because they need like something heavy.
Right.
So you don't make that playlist. This is the playlist that you get in.
Right. Facts. All right, next question. Do you guys think mental health will be more of a topic of discussion in 5 to 10 years? Because honestly, like in general, it's a fairly new spoken on topic, but
Like in the hip-hop world or socially?
Especially, I'm talking in general now, but especially in the hip hop community, rappers are now more vulnerable. Like we always talk about, you know, like we there's some megastars now speaking up, but you have people that are literally all about it, like Logic. But then you have people just starting to speak up, like people that have always spoken on it but never have actually hit the head.
People like
Someone
X.
recent, like Royce.
Yeah.
Royce the 5'9" on his latest album.
Book of Ryan was
started
fire,
talking
bro.
Fucking so fire. It's classic.
I'm so glad
It's
you
a
showed me that
classic.
album.
Oh my god, bro. That's his Illmatic.
That is his
Yeah,
Illmatic.
that's his Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
But yo, shout out to Royce. That's crazy.
It's an amazing fucking album
But
for
yeah,
real.
like artists are now speaking up. Like you know, Eminem's been bitching and complaining about certain things. You know, his struggles all his
the-
life. But he never actually talked about mental health. He never talked about it, right?
He used
So
that
artists are
shit.
so much more vulnerable now.
This is why I don't fuck with Eminem on.
Stop. Yeah, every fucking time.
Hold on.
We're gonna get to the point where I'm gonna talk about him so much that it's gonna devalue it. So when I bring him up, you're not gonna actually start shitting on him anymore.
This is the reason Eminem and
I'm
mental
trying to
health
take the
don't
value
correlate, because Eminem capitalized
That
off.
is mental health.
No, Eminem capitalized and glorified his shit, even though he did. Yeah, I guess to a certain degree,
Biggie
Tupac.
made suicidal thoughts.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
let's be serious, bro. I'm taking it back sometime.
I just feel
Somewhere
like-
in the '90s, people, but artists are more vulnerable now, and they're not ashamed to speak up. Back in the day, in hip hop, you had to be this tough guy. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You had to keep the tough persona, the street persona. Like now, artists are like, all right, I'm a little fucked up. Like, can you relate?
The roles have been reversed. It used to be the gangsters. You was cool if you was the gangster, if you was the like the drug dealer. But now what's
Yeah.
cool now is the person buying the drugs and doing them and talking about them.
Right.
So
Which I think is a little bit
the
dangerous.
roles have been reversed.
And to open the lane up bigger, not only that, but to open it up bigger, you know, you're cool. It's cool to speak up on your problems and talk about this shit. That's what hip
You just got to be careful about how you glorify it. Yeah.
You know, the first hip hop tracks back in the day, like I don't know what the first track was, like maybe some Planet Asia shit or like some fucking Melly Mel but they were
Started in the 70s.
they were painting a picture of their struggles that they were facing in the inner city. Like that was what was going on. So hip hop has always been a lane to speak on the shit that you go through. So it should be mental health. It should be. You know what I mean?
I knew it.
Fucking stupid.
I knew it.
I just hit the dab.
I knew it. I waited for it. I knew
All
it.
right, my bad.
Yo, I saw the funniest. I want to bring this up real quick while we're on the topic. I just saw a post that Gilly put up the other day where he had a cop. He was with his homeboys on the street, and Gilly said, "Hit this shit live," and a cop hit the shit and he started coughing and everybody was dying. That's Gilly's man.
Gilly's been speaking out a
Yeah.
lot
Gilly's
later
funny as
lately,
shit, bro.
but I think socially, mental illness has always been something that like people have tried to make a focal point on, but the pharmaceutical companies and the government, and now that Donald Trump is our president and he labels certain things as pre-existing diseases, we've been just kind of shoving it under the rug for the sake of money, for the sake of reputation, for the sake of social acceptance. And because I'll admit to a certain degree that like I did not want to tell anyone I was bipolar for the longest time, bro, because it just made me feel like I was a lab rat. I would rather people just not understand. You feel me? Like I would rather people just not understand why I was wilding out and cutting myself and throwing desks at teachers rather than label me as bipolar. Bro, I was throwing desks at teachers if they said the slightest thing to me, bro, and I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with me.
When I was coming off my shit, coming off my medicine, on coming home from school, everybody trying to talk to me, like when I was coming off that shit, and yes, it was a high. Like when I was coming off that high, you know what I mean? To focus, you better not be around me talking to me or say one word.
Because I will snap.
God, I will snap.
I will snap for no fucking reason.
Shit out of you.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna. So that was cool. I like everybody's perspective on that. The next topic, off the top, we're gonna talk about groupies versus girlfriends.
If I'm on tour, I want my girlfriend there. I'm not fucking with these groupie assholes.
Tour, you want groupies around you, or you want your girl?
If I'm on tour, I came to work, so I can't have people with me who don't understand I'm at work.
Right, who don't have that business mindset. Now, say you have some groupies that
I never. You said that. I never said that.
All
Continue.
right, all right.
Okay, I'm just
I
saying.
can set you up right. So hypothetically speaking,
Listening.
Enno's on tour, and you got some groupies that really understand the business aspect, and they let you work when you need to work.
Am I taking them on the road with me?
Yes.
No, because then I got to share my bed. I got to share my food with them. I came to work.
I got you. So
I'm not taking groupies. I'm not taking a woman with me.
I got you. All right.
I'm taking my girlfriend with me because my girlfriend personally understands that I do need to work, and sometimes she even like she helps me like pick out different cadences. She helps me pick out different outfits. She helps me like structure certain songs. Like yesterday I was in the studio. I had a studio session and I was singing, and my girlfriend was like, you're a half note below, you're a half note higher, like you need to come center your.
And she's okay. So on some business shit.
Yeah.
She's really like, you know what I mean?
All right, if we're gonna talk
Solely
business,
with you.
then I'll switch it. I would take Siri and Alexa with me because them women
All right,
are
now
my
question,
savior
on
in my
some real
life.
shit, who do you think is sexier, Siri or Alexa?
Was my Siri right now? She's Russian, so that voice kind of legit.
Yeah. Okay.
But Alexa, she can turn my air conditioning on and off, and change my lights in my
Got some
crib.
power.
Right, like you feel me? She
wears the pants in the house.
no, because I tell her what to do and she does it.
Okay.
So
All right.
Are you guys talking about the automated voices on your phones, bitch? I thought y'all was talking about actual
Don't
people.
you dare disrespect Siri and Alexa.
Alexa, I love Alexa.
I like that name. That's sexy.
It is.
Alexa.
But in all seriousness, when I get to that point of my career, I don't really want groupies around me.
Yeah, I don't have a girl now, but I would imagine I've always been like a relationship type of dude anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
No.
So my thing is, stop it. My thing is, I need my rock by my side. I need that
Facts.
girl, that I could confide in, that I could, speak to about some real shit. Maybe I need like shit that you can't talk about with your home.
A groupie is almost like a yes man. You feel me?
Exactly.
She's just gonna tell you what you want to
They're
hear.
Literally just gonna tell you what you want to hear. They're there to fuck. That's it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You just use groupies when you need. But that's.
I have no problem with that. 856 Survivor.
Man, listen, yo, my girlfriend, she into some shit. So like, if I take my girl on tour, she'll probably be the one to fuck a groupie before me.
But here's the thing.
Real shit, like.
Yo, like I don't know. You better really trust that girl because like no girl's coming on tour with me around all these people with a bunch of money and like.
Oh hell nah! If I get famous friends, you can't come on my tour bus with my bitch there. Fuck. Hell no.
If I got a bad bitch with me and she's my bitch.
ASAP Rocky's staying
my
away
girl,
from my bitch.
My girl,
Real shit.
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't think.
Don't even.
Motherfuckers, don't think you can trust motherfuckers with money for
Word.
a second because they will try to slide in. On
Don't
you.
even approach my bitch unless I'm there. You feel me? Don't even approach my bitch unless I'm with you. Especially if we famous as hell. I already have that like mindset already. You feel
Let me
me?
take it back. If I said bitch, let me take it back for all you ladies out there, all you females. I'm gonna take that.
I'm not taking that back.
I don't like calling females bitches.
My girl is my
You
bitch.
guys are not just a piece of meat. You know.
Babe, where you at?
Word I can throw around and just call you my bitch. But going back to that phrase that we've been throwing around, especially in the hip hop community, me and my bitch. You know what I mean?
Man, listen.
I do need my bitch.
My girlfriend is my bitch,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? Like,
My girlfriend, my bitch, and she like being called my bitch because bitch means female dog. A dog is a
if you
man's
don't
best
take it-
friend.
If you don't take it right, if you don't take it like that way, I'm gonna call you my bitch.
If I'm talking, and bro, I live in Vineland, you feel me? And we say bitch to men. Like if I'm starting a story, I'm telling like one of my niggas like, yo, bitch, let me tell you what happened today. It's just like lingo and shit. You feel me? But like if a female, if I was saying the word bitch too much around a female and she was like, hey, can you calm down on that? I wouldn't be like, nah, fuck you, bitch. I'd be like, all right, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Like,
If she refer, a lot of women refer to themselves like.
but that's almost kind of like
they'll take a snap and send you a snap and it'll be like this bitch is blah blah blah. You know
but that's
what I mean?
almost kind of like the word nigga. How like black people only let
Right.
black people say the word
Right.
nigga. You feel me? Like,
devaluing the word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, cool. So I think we're all kind of on the same wavelength there. Like we're all riding with the
yeah, I think we're.
with our bitch.
Siri, Alexa, I love you, ladies.
He loves Siri.
Shout out to Siri and Alexa. Yo, shout out to my man No, 856 Survivor for coming up. He just dropped a dope, very very dope project called Survivor Series.
Out now,
It's out on
Everywhere.
Which platforms?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
If
Apple
you-
Music,
if-
Tidal, Spotify.
Boom. If you can't, if you don't pay for music nowadays, you should. But it's still on YouTube. You can look
Yo,
it up.
This shit is hard, bro.
Appreciate
When I say
that.
hard- Yo, he's got some quotable shit, and my man really he says some shit. So I need you to. We're gonna get into some tracks. You want to pull some shit up?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Do you have your stuff on your phone right now?
Yeah.
All right. You can attach it to the aux cord. Oh man,
Get my man set up.
sorry. We always be having technical difficulties on here, bro. We look super unprofessional, but it's all good. We gonna rock out. I'm just waiting for an aux cord right now. I'm waiting for my man's Nick. Let me see if I have enough data to play this shit on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna get to it. I'm sorry. We should have been more prepared.
I really just had to leave the room because I felt that shit. That's crazy, bro. What the fuck is that?
It ain't loading.
If you hearing this, it's too late. The industry put me. Look, I drop jewels and wear them, but you don't hear me though. I stash hoes in the box, some shits is Cheerios. My watch said, we ain't got no time for him. If he ain't making money, ain't no job for him. If he ain't making Sunday, pay the tithe for him. If you airing my laundry, hurry and put some tide on it. I see the changes when I bet on myself. I'm feeling good, I should bet on myself. If cash rules, I should settle for wealth. If past dues come, then settle the debt. My lawyer Jewish, I just settled the debt. Yo, AC on Max. Max is 97, cassette tape with the wire like Max is in 97. I'm backpacking through customs, double tipping the waiter. When she see me again, then she know she owe me a favor. Look, the Henny on the table with the pistol. If I told you about the nigga, he official. I did a lot of shit I never meant to. I'm sorry. I tried to make it work with all these issues, but don't play with me, man. You don't know where I've been. You don't know how I move, and you don't know who gets sent. They getting in for the low. I still bargain the price. You still thinking too small. I'm thinking larger than life. The water drip on the ice. Turn that shit to a glacier. Get a piece of the pie. These niggas turning to haters. Once you bend the supply, niggas turning to favors. Look, Survivor Series. Yeah. 8, 5, 6. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, nigga.
George Jefferson ass nigga done moved on up out the hood and shit. Yo, my nigga, I been trying to fucking call your ass for motherfucking 2 weeks and shit, my nigga. I done sent a motherfucking text. Yo, this nigga done fucking moved up and now this nigga too good for the hood and shit. You know what I mean? Got that 856 ringing out here and these shit. Just got about 6 niggas.
Wow. We get lit for days, you get in the way. Fly from head to toe, AAA. I just ordered steak with some bolognese. Barely even know how to spell it. If I take her out the country, then I know somebody jealous. You cannot afford the shit we selling. Jordans on the floor, they size 11. Started all of this shit back in 97. Let's be honest. Started off nothing but a penny on us. Now we treatin' Henny on us. Everything is honest. Now they play me close. I'ma play the post. 20 for the club and you just pay the post. I know some pretty bitches that get paid the post. I know some pretty bitches that get paid the most. And half you niggas still be taking votes. Half body, I'm riding shoddy. Beard out, Abu Dhabi, Maserati, Kawasaki. 2 wheels, I got 2 wheels. That's what happens when your life get too real. Man, don't ask me where I've been, son. Life is stable. Law and order, I'm ballin' on you. You ain't get the message. I can call them for you. I don't wait on anything. Say it to your face, and I put that shit on any day. I ain't with the wait, need my shit today. We been getting cake, that's on anime. Yeah, Miss Mimi. I can tell you right now, we ain't playing at your city. I can tell you right now, we ain't playing at your city, nigga. Yeah, whipped off serve, shit got blurred. Mixed up words, shit got slurred. TikTok work, wristwatch bird. Whip, serve, whip, serve. I just bought a fur, bank account alert. Teach her how to serve, she call out of work. Started from the dirt, started from the curb. Whip, serve, whip, serve. Whip, serve, whip, serve. Whip, serve, whip, serve. Started from the curb, started from the dirt. Whip, serve, whip, serve.
I got jersey on my back, I got diamonds on my wrist. Ever since I can remember, I have always been that bitch. Slice prosciutto on my salad, no, this is no bacon bits. Any bitch you fucking after me could never fuck with this. I got money in the bank, I got paper just for play. I'm a long ways away from putting 5s in the tank. And no matter how I'm living, they gon' judge me anyway. So shout out my boss, bitches in the trap and getting paid. Man, my life is such a rush, rapping with your favorite rapper, trapping with
Yo, it's Shoe. Yo, I listened to the tape. Shit's flames, bro. Straight dumping on them. Keep it up. I got one problem though. You didn't hit Shoe up for a feature, dog. Is it cause I'm white?
Wow.
I don't know, bro. Hit me up. We gotta talk about this. I thought we were past this bullshit. Apparently not.
I came through how I usually do. Same crew, that's the way we move. See the chain, now she reaching for the family jewels. It's a shame just to see on how that family moves. I ain't judge, I started from a Campbell of soup. Now that the interior color tiramisu. I can't stand how these niggas still handle the booth. I can't stand anybody who can't handle truth. Face facts, nigga. I've been around, you just happen to notice. Camera on, now I'm back in the focus. I'm back and I'm focused. You bought what you thought you could afford. Now you back in the focus. My prime does more than what your packaging posts. I'm hungover, still I need a glass of mimosa. High off life and got this blunt that I'm smoking. I think about money every time that I start smoking. Pockets getting husky. I should go and ball on them. You con everybody for money and draw on them. You playing the same role we didn't already seen. You ain't the lead, you part of a scene. I survived the city, Survivor Series. Wasn't supposed to make it past 25. I survived the theory. Yeah. 30 below, 30 and go. Feeling like the man then when he played for the Colts. I'm feeling like the man then what I be giving folks. But you know how shit go. I got a lot going on. I should take it to church. I got some things that's planning out. I got some things that ain't work. I'm working double just to pay the taxes. Working double just to make what you make after taxes. Coming in off that printer that just keeps on printing. If I'm feeling like I'm winning, then I'll keep on winning. Yeah. Show me your feelings, don't show any effort. That's not the way to make it last forever. Ask Key Sweat, Perks is the new Quaaludes. If you ask Heathcliff, 24 hours a day and I work each shift. Maybe we can kick it next weekend. I'm feeling like still one of the best now. Casual Sundays, every time that you come play, I'ma pull that dress down. Shit clear, making sense now. Enough bars, I should be buying the next round. Wow. Fuck it, that shit on me then. Pull up, niggas. I got this. Toast, nigga. Yeah.
Bruh. Bars.
Survivor Series out now.
Please go get that. Please go get. Tell him again what it is. Bro. Survivor Series, bro.
Yo, let's give Eno a round of applause.
Please.
That's cool. I'm humble as shit.
That was fire, bro. And
shout out to Jersey.
The tape, that's like I told you, bro. When I heard it, it's probably one of the hardest tapes of the year that I heard. Straight up.
That's cool.
You'll say that over like famous rappers as well.
Yes.
Fire.
Yes.
Well, we dropped the same day as Drake. We dropped the same day as Drake this year. Last year, we dropped the same day. Both of them were dropped between June 29th, June 30th. So this year we went up against Drake's, and then last year was Ho's 444. Dropped same day. Yeah.
BOFUM. Both of them.
So
both of them.
We didn't get the mill spins, but yeah, we got a few commas. We got some few checks from it. So. You know what I mean? Survival of the Fittest, hosted by Cosmic Kev. That's coming out this summer, too.
Stop fucking playing with me.
It's already done. It's been done.
Kev, bro.
Yeah.
The shit we grew up listening to.
Yeah, big features on it.
Can we give him another round of applause for that? Yes.
Nah, just you know what I mean, when you know who you're working with, you know how to work. And then I'm just trying to stay humble and just make good music.
Bro, I have so much respect for this man. If I didn't have respect for this man, I have so much respect for this man. Just based off the 3 songs I heard, based off his vibe and how the things that he brought to the table, I definitely I salute you, bro, because you can really fucking rap for real. And I don't really say that to anybody. Neither does Nick. Like, that's. I don't, bro. I really don't. We were talking about that earlier, bro. Like. There's not a lot of dudes out here that I feel like are better than us at rapping, like me and Shu. Like,
there's a lot of local celebrities, but I'm not giving you the pass when it comes to this rap thing we're talking about.
Bro, honestly, like if you have 5,000 followers on Instagram, but you can't rap as well as me, I'll chew you the fuck alive, bro. Like, straight up. I'll chew you the fuck alive. Spit you out. I was on Facebook the other day, and some of my dudes who rap, they're actually pretty impressive rappers. I was like, yo, like y'all sitting here talking shit. Let's actually get a cipher going. I got $100 on me, and niggas was scared. Niggas was scared.
Money talk.
The minute I put money up, niggas like, oh, you know, I got the way my bank account is set up. Like, feel me? Like, niggas is not really ready to lose their bread. And it was like 3 or 4 niggas that I was talking about. You feel me?
You want to
like,
put 100 down on it live? Nah, I'm fucking with you. I left my wallet at home.
Cat just jumped for a second.
Yeah, word. I almost lost some color on my shit.
That shit was moving.
But nah, man.
Yo, tell them where to find plug yourself in. Tell them where to find you.
First of all, pause. But you can find everything, 856 Survivor, everything. Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, iTunes, Apple, everything. I made it easy enough, so that's what you type in, and I'm the first person that pops up. So
Awesome.
This man goes by NO, but he also goes by 856 Survivor.
I mean, NO is just an acronym for just anything. I mean, it can be the first 2 letters of my government name. It could be that's just short. I mean, you feel me? Like,
Your favorite acronym
my favorite acronym.
that it stands for.
Well, after this album, everyone's been saying, "Yo, NO means nicest out." So I'm just like, "That's cool. I'll take
Nicest
it." You
out.
feel me?
Facts.
So,
I'll take that.
so I'm like, "Hey, that was cool." And you feel-
Well, it's been a great show, man. It's been a really great show.
Great show. NO, thanks for coming up, bro.
Hendo lost his temper
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit.
You're welcome up here anytime.
Appreciate everyone, man.
Absolutely. You guys know where to find me at Shoe856. That's SHOE, like a goddamn shoe on your foot. 856.
Yo, you can find me Hendo609_ on Instagram. Nothing else. I don't really use any other socials.
Oh, we're not throwing out guns.
No, we're not throwing out gloves no more. We're gonna be professional. I promise you guys. The next artist we have on here that we're trying to play music, we will be more prepared. I just want to end this with show with.
Wait. Go. Make sure you go follow. Please go follow. You do not want to miss these episodes. We have so many exciting, crazy fucking topics that, like, gut-wrenching topics that people just
Refuse to talk about.
Refuse to talk about live, and we're going to talk about it because we don't give a fuck. We're going to talk about these. Don't miss our episodes. Go follow at _connection_radio show. Do it right now as we're speaking. And always, please, get plugged up with us. We are the connection. We connect the dots between hip-hop and mental health. Go on abm101.com. Go to the live radio section. Click on The Connection. You can find us every week, every Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m.
I just want to end this with if there's anyone out there suffering from addiction, mental illness, self-harm, anything, please feel free to hit my inbox. Don't ever feel intimidated to ask for help.
We really help people.
We really do.
Like, people hit me like 2, 3 in the morning and they're like, yo, I need someone to talk to. And I'm like, good, because you reached out to the right person.
We really live this shit. We don't do this shit for views. We don't do this shit for popularity. I love every single one of you who listen. I support anyone who's going through any type of like affliction or mental illness. Please do not feel intimidated to hit our inbox. God bless everybody. We're out.
We the plug.